What's up, everybody? My name is Chad. You're watching Downshift Pass, and this is the 2026 Tesla Model Y Long Range. And that's right, folks, this is going to be a very quick review of the all-new 2026 Tesla Model Y. Again, this is the long range model, so it does have all-wheel drive. You should get a little over 300 miles for range, and we'll go over that during the drive. But let's just go ahead and take a look at the slight styling changes here. Now, this Cybertruck-esque front end, I actually really adore. This is actually a full light bar here. I hate that it's broken up here. It'd be nice if it was one continuous strip, but it is just your daytime running light, full light bar, and then you have your LED turn signal as well. And as you move down below, those are actually going to be your headlights. And it is a matrix LED headlight down in there, so it'll dance, it'll move, it'll do all those fun Tesla things. And then as you come down a little bit further, you'll notice that's your front camera there. Now, of course, as being a Tesla, you know it has cameras all over the vehicle, and that's the start up there. Now, this color here is called Stealth Gray. It is a no-cost option. If you want more fun colors, you do have to pay for it. I would definitely go ahead and get a more fun color. You could definitely save some money with this Stealth Gray, but stealth is the right word for it. Now, as we move along to the side, let's take a look at these wheels here. This is a 20-inch wheel. They call it the Helix wheel. So it is a aero wheel to help with range as well. These tires are actually a Hankook Ion tire. They're really good for range, really good for electric cars. And you know, the tires can wear really quickly on these cars, so they kind of assist with that. Looks very similar to the last generation, the non-Juniper model of the Model Y from the side here, even down to this area here. This was redesigned slightly, but you do have a turn signal in there. And then of course you have a camera in there as well. So when you cut on the blinker, that's what's actually showing on the screen there. Door handles are exactly the same. If you played with a Tesla Model 3 or Y before, it is a little unique. You do have to kind of push in and then grab. And honestly, it's no easy way to do it. You get used to it, but it always, to me, just feels a little off. I don't know, like it should be, I don't know. It just always feels a little off. But that is pretty similar to the last Model 3 and Model Y as well. And not really similar, it's exactly the same. Now, as we move along to the rear, this is actually my favorite part of the redesign here. Take a look at this rear end. These tail lights look super, super cool. So this is a LED strip under here. So if you go under, you can kind of make it out, but it's just the LED strip that diffuses beautifully along the rear end here. You do have Tesla obviously spelled out here, and this is actually some type of material. You probably can hear it. So it gives it a little bit more depth as you're standing back here and taking a look at the rear end. Your brake lights are going to be here. This is the unit. And then of course you have your turn signal as well. All LED, absolutely, of course. You do have a camera back here as well. And then it does say dual motor back here. When the performance and things comes out, I'm sure it'll show differently, but this being a dual motor, it just says dual motor back here. Now, the reason to get the Model Y, of course, storage space, right? So you do have a handle here that you can push, or a slight button that you can push. And this is what you are greeted with. Now, this cover here is actually magnetic, so it comes up really, really easily. If you need to push it back, you can. If you want to take it off, you absolutely can. Very simple, very easy. But this is your storage space. Try to put this somewhere, just to show you the storage space. This is your storage space that you have back here. It is very similar to the last generation Model Y. Really nice space back here as well. Really low load floor, which is really important, I think, when you have these SUVs. So the way this shape is purposeful. The way the shape of the tailgate is, it's really purposeful because it goes all the way down, and then you're able to just load whatever you need to in here. I mean, it's below my knee, and I'm 5'8". Now, the storage space also has more storage space under here, and then you also have a bit more storage space under here as well. Since they got rid of the third row, it opened up some additional space that you can have back here. So plenty of storage as well. You do have some storage on the side here, and then some more on the side here. You just will never run out of space to put things in this vehicle, truly. Now, these rear seats here, if you're familiar with the last Model Y, they were manual, but Tesla finally decided to add a luxury, and you could just push the button and the seats automatically fold. One really neat thing, I'm going to push the button for the right side. Take a look at that front seat. The front seat will automatically move forward to give clearance to that rear seat as it folds down, so you don't have to move the headrest, you don't have to do anything. And then it slides back to its original position as well. And it's the same process when you raise the seats. And I love that it's completely one touch. You push it one time, it goes down. You push it another time, it goes up. It's recognizing something is in the way, which is completely my fault. I'm gonna just get this out of the way. And it'll stop, obviously, for safety reasons. One touch, and there you go. So I just absolutely love that they did that. If you want to close the tailgate, you have a couple of different options. Of course, you can use a massive screen, which we'll talk about up there. You can use the phone app. You can use this button, or again, you can use the button that's on the back of the tailgate there, and it closes right on up. Let's go ahead and step into the back seat of the Model Y. Now, they did make a few changes back here as well. First thing you'll probably notice is that LED strip, which of course is going to run the entire width of the vehicle. So you do have an LED strip back here as well. Of course, you have that nice, beautiful glass panoramic sunroof that is tinted, so I don't think it's anything to worry about. Plenty of leg room, flat load floor, so once you get in, you know, you don't have to worry about your middle passenger on your side. You do have mat pockets back here. But one thing I want to focus on is these back seats. You'll notice power controls here. So with these power controls, the seat can actually recline, power, or you can bring it up to fold. So yeah, the seats will recline there, and you can also fold from this button as well. So that's really, I think, a nice luxury touch that they added back here. Now, as I step on in the car, I do have the seat in my seating position. I am 5'8", plenty of room to spare, and then plenty of space under the seat to put your feet should you need to do that. Now, back here, you do have an armrest as well, 2 cup holders. It is very soft, nicely padded, and a good size as well for 2 arms or for you to lean back or do whatever you want to do. Now, the biggest change is going to be this rear screen back here. Now, with this rear screen, you can pretty much do everything that you can do up front. So if you push this button here, that's going to cut on the AC. So you have your own rear AC controls, and you can also control the fan placement individually of each other. Here we go. So individually for left side, for right side, you could just control whichever side you want. Of course, you can control where the AC is blowing. Of course, you can control your fan speed as well. Then, of course, you do have heated seats in the rear as well. And I love this nice large screen. You can just push the button, cut it on, turn them all off. If you need to move the front seat for any reason, you do have a button to do that as well, to make more space for you. And also, if you need to fold the seats, you do have a fold button back here as well, and it'll get to folding the seat with one touch. And that was me that stopped it. Unfold, and it goes right back. So I love that they have this back here as well. Of course, you can play some music back here. You can, of course, you have Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, Twitch. So of course you have streaming services back here as well. If you have passengers in the back when you're charging, then of course you have games that they can obviously play, and then different settings that you can play with back here as well. And I love this screen because it moves so quickly. I mean, there's no lag. They always say Tesla is a tech company first, and they really do a beautiful job of these screens. So absolutely love this. But that's pretty much it for the rear. Oh, and 2 USB-C chargers back here as well, so definitely keep that in mind. But that is pretty much for the rear. Let's go ahead and hop in the front before we take it on a drive. Now, Teslas are very simple. Once you open this door, this is what you are greeted with. Nice material along the door here. It almost feels like a velour. It's absolutely not. Of course, this is an electric vehicle, so they use vegan products, vegan leather, obviously, as well. Mine has the black interior, so I'm gonna go ahead, hop in, shut the door. And to start a Tesla up, all you do is put your foot on the brake, and that ding lets you know that the car comes to life. Now, you can't do too much in it until you fasten your seatbelt, of course, but just to show the vehicle, you know, I'm not going to do that right now, but this is the main screen. I'm going to go ahead and post right above on one of these sides my Tesla Model 3 performance review, because I went over this screen in great detail. And I will say, if you're familiar with previous Teslas, this is pretty much the exact same screen. You know, you have your button here for all of your controls. Everything is laid out beautifully. Everything works beautifully. Your different dynamics, your charging, autopilot settings, lights, whatever you want, it is all in this screen. Tesla really did a great job with this. Now, the one thing you'll notice that you're missing in comparison to the last Model Y is your turn stalk, or I'm sorry, your drive stalk here to put the car into gear. If you want to put it in gear, it's very simple. When your foot is on the brake, this will pop up, and to go to drive, you can go forward. If you want to reverse, you go back. And then if you want to put it in park, you just tap that area. Now, say the screen goes out, or for some reason you just need a backup way to put the car into gear. Boom, you look up. Do you see anything? Not yet, until you push on it. There we go. And you'll see it lights up here, so you can put it in reverse. You can put it in neutral. You can put it in drive. So it's really neat that they have this backup for you as well. Of course, like I said, screen is exactly the same. Your wireless charging pad is pretty much the same as well. I like how they have some chrome surrounds to kind of make it look a little bit more luxe, because this interior is very sparse. Millennial, that's what I am. Minimalism is what Tesla always goes after. You will notice again the LED light strip that runs along the front here looks really cool at night. And then nice soft material here, and then you have this whatever material is right here. But of course, again, you have your 2 wireless charging pads. This area is covered, but to open it, you just push there, you just push back here, opens up 2 cup holders and a very deep, I'm talking about deep, storage area that you have in there as well. But if you just want that simple look, that clean look, you can just close them. Of course, you have your armrest here. This one is not as soft as the one in the back, which I always found odd, but hey. And if you lift it, you are greeted to more storage space as well. Of course, you do have your glove compartment. Now, to open that, you're going to come here, and you have a button here that says glove compartment. Boom, and it pops right open. This glove compartment is very small, very small. But think about all the other storage solutions that you have in this car. This is almost secondary, if not third. And it closes by a magnet. When you close it, in real life, you'll know exactly what I mean. Now, you do have storage space in the doors as well. It is lined with felt, which is really nice. So if you put anything in here, it's not going to rattle around, jingle, do whatever you don't want it to do. Now, talking about the drive modes here, or the drive selector here, if you drove a previous Tesla, then you know that to control autopilot, you just push down on that stalk. Now they just have it with this button here. So as you're driving, you just push this button, it'll automatically come on. It's very easy, and we'll go over that in the drive as well. Last thing I want to show you guys, of course, is the Frunk, which is the front trunk. To open it, of course, you have your settings here. Just so you know, you can open the front here, the trunk here, you can lock the car up, you can unlock it. You can also open the charge port as well. But to open the front, you just click it. And you probably heard that it shows open here, but you do have to manually open it, which obviously makes the most sense. So we're just going to get out and show you this front here. Really good space. And one of the biggest changes that they have with this new Model Y is this front is actually can be doubled as a cooler. So you see this drain plug here, you just twist that out, boom, it opens. So if you have ice in here, ice bucket, whatever you have in here, if you want to hose it out, which this one obviously needs, then the water will just drain down below the car. So that's a really neat thing that they added, which I think they got from the Ford Mustang Mach-E, but you didn't hear that from me. Now, to close this, everyone will tell you, you do not slam it. The last time I tested a Model Y was 2020, and I went to slam it and my comments lit up. Don't go look for that video. But you want to push it down, then you just gently push on it and it's closed. And that is pretty much it, folks, for the exterior and the interior of the 2026 Model Y long range all-wheel drive. But folks, let's go ahead and take this baby out for a drive. All right, folks, and setting out here in the Model Y Juniper, I just want to show you something real quick. The car will automatically determine if you want to go forward or backward. So if I put my foot on the brake, let the car know I'm ready to go, it just said, press the gas pedal to drive. So it's automatically there, which is really neat. So then if you stop, if it wants to go in reverse, it'll automatically tell you, or if it thinks you want to go in reverse, it'll automatically tell you. But you really don't have to do anything to put this car into drive or reverse, which is a really neat feature that Tesla has. But we're just going to go ahead and set out here. Now this is the long range model, so essentially you should get over 300 miles of range. Obviously it's dependent upon how you drive, whether you're using the features, the AC, the heated seats. Anything can draw power, anything that draws power from the battery is going to affect that range. I will say I did charge the battery up to 100%, which is not something that is typically recommended to do. But for the sake of this review and a road trip, I wanted to go ahead and charge it as high as possible to see what it will do. But I went ahead and charged it to 100%, and it said it was getting 302 miles an hour, or 302 miles per charge is what it said it would do, which you more than likely are just going to get less than that depending on, again, how you drive. But I think it's enough for the average driver, and if you are really not heavy on the throttle and different things that, again, will draw power from the battery, I think you'll be fine. Now, this being the dual motor model, it's not a performance, but they say it'll do 0 to 60 in about 4.5 seconds. Tell me, what did you get? No matter how you look at it, this is a quick car. It is a quick car, and anything above like a performance model, which is to come out pretty soon here. This is September of 2025 when I'm filming this. So when the performance model comes out, it's going to be quicker. They're saying 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. So obviously faster than this one, but geez, this is plenty of power with plenty of power to spare. Now, if you watch my last Model Y video, it's been 5 years since I reviewed one. That was a 2023 or 2020 model. It was a performance model, first generation Model Y. The biggest difference that you'll notice is this. No matter what speed you get it up to, the power doesn't just fall off. Now, the performance definitely pulled non-stop, and I mean, it took your breath away. This definitely will take your breath away to put you back in your seat, but as you gain speed, it doesn't feel like it's slowing down or it's pulling back power or losing power, which Teslas were absolutely known for, but with this Model Y, it doesn't feel that at all. And it's kind of a cool feeling because I was expecting to feel it, but I didn't feel it whatsoever. Now, another big thing that Tesla touts with this new Model Y is suspension geometry. They say they updated a lot of things to really make the drive that much better. And I was really curious on if that was the case, and I must admit it actually is really an improvement over the last Model Y. Again, I keep mentioning my last Model Y video. I think you should go check it out as soon as you're done with this one, but check it out just to see the drive difference. This one just feels more planted to the road almost. It feels a little bit more communicative with the road as well, and overall it's just a much more premium feeling ride and drive than the last one. Now, I will say the last Model Y video was the performance model, so much bigger tires, but this one feels substantially better, and I think that's really a win for Tesla. Now, you know, I like to come back here to do a test to see its turning radius. So, okay, wheels lock to lock. There you go. Turns pretty tight. It's not bad at all. And of course, the instantaneous torque. Insane. While I'm back here, I'm gonna go to dynamics and put it acceleration and chill. It's always been in standard. Let's go to chill and see if we notice a difference. I'm just gonna floor it, plant my foot to the ground. Huge, major difference. It almost feels like I'm not even flooring it. I'm gonna go to standard. Yeah. Major difference in that. All right, let's. Woo. Merge onto the highway here. All right, let's merge onto the highway here. And I'm gonna put the car in its full self-driving as we finish up this review here. Put it in its max speed. Now this is a really nice deep curve. Let's see how it handles it. Smoothly, maintains the lane really well, slows down just enough without impeding traffic or, you know, trying to do too much around the corner. It does it really nicely. Now, I don't have the navigation set to go anywhere per se, but we're just going to watch how the car operates. It recognizes when it needs to go around the car. It recognizes when it needs to get out of a faster lane, or if it's the slower moving car, to get out the way. And I really love that Tesla has integrated those types of features into its full self-driving supervised. So road noise is another thing I want to talk about, folks. On the highway, this is a much quieter ride, and I really appreciate that Tesla included more sound deadening into the vehicle, as well as the tires play a role in that as well. And smaller tires and wheels are of course going to give you a much quieter ride, but this is a really smooth, quiet cabin. Really great over expansion joints, as you can see. It's not as floaty or bouncy as it once felt. It just is a really nice feeling vehicle. All right, that car got over. Let's see if it decides to pick up speed. It's kind of maintaining it. Now, the Model Y does have heated and cooled seats, driver and passenger. They are heated only in the rear. You also have a heated steering wheel. All can be set to auto to come on when you're preconditioned or preheating or pre-cooling the car before you get in. Just some really nice luxury features that you did not see in a Model Y before. And like I said, you do have this LED strip along the front of the vehicle that looks really, really nice. And just kind of rolling into my final thoughts of the vehicle, I'm going to say the same thing I said about the last Model Y. This is a perfect automobile for truly 99% of consumers. What is this Lexus doing? All right, look, slowing down on its own. For really about 99% of consumers, you have great power, you have great visibility, very comfortable seats. The audio system is pretty spectacular. Nice features. You know, styling is subjective, but I think the styling looks really good on this thing. And a decent price. This one comes in at around $53,000. So all of those features that I named to you right for $53,000 to me is a literal steal. You do have until September 30th of 2025 to get that $7,500 tax credit. So definitely keep that in mind. I'm going to make sure this video is posted before then. So if you're hearing this, then, you know, run out, get that $7,500 tax credit, and you really have the perfect automobile. But I appreciate you for watching this far into the video. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm looking to get to 5,000 subscribers in the next 2 months. And you can help me get there by just hitting that subscribe button and sharing with a friend. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.